Which Crypto.com Visa tier actually makes sense in 2025? On math, not hope. I'll give you a simple payback formula, 3 spending profiles, a decision tree you can actually go ahead and screenshot, and a few things people learn the hard way. I'm Satoshi Aoki. If you're choosing between Ruby, Jade, Icy, and the rest, this breaks it down so you don't lock up CRO you don't want or pay for perks you never use. If you want a personal read, comment your monthly spend plus country and region. I'll reply with your payback months using today's official rates. This isn't financial advice. Programs do change by region and over time, and it can be quite dynamic. I'll use examples that are clean numbers so you can repeat them with the math on your own local page, and I'll pin the current official links below. If you enjoy this kind of content, talking about cards, the perks, different stuff within the Crypto.com ecosystem, please do like, subscribe, comment, and hit notifications for future videos. So in terms of the tiers, folks, we're running from Midnight Blue into Ruby Steel into Jade Green or Royal Indigo. They are the same. Then into Icy White or Frosted Rose Gold, and then into Obsidian, the top tier. The higher tiers usually mean a CRO stake / lock, higher cashbacks, and extra perks. The names are pretty, alright, but really, the math is what decides. When you're working with your actual stake, guys, you want to treat it as capital you might be stuck with. Only upgrade if the extra rewards over your current tier pay it back fast enough. Alright guys, I'm going to be using actual round numbers here. So assuming each tier jump adds plus 1% for everyday cashback, your region may differ, okay? So that's something you want to verify on your actual page. Alright, so free into the Ruby. So assume it's a plus 400 USD stake for 1%. That's $800 per month equals 50 months to actually get that back. That's going to be 4.2 years to get back that investment for the Ruby. $1,500 per month, all right, you're looking at 26.7 months, so a little bit less time. If you're spending $3,500 per month, that's 11.4 months, so within a year. The annual ROI on $3,500 per month equals 105% on the extra $400. If the payback is under a year, at least the math isn't lying to you. So then if we go on to the Ruby into the Jade, so assume it's a $3,600 stake in CRO for that plus 1%. So if you're spending $1,500 per month, that's 240 months. Okay, so that's going to be 20 years. Pretty long time, right? If you do ask me. If you spend $3,500 per month, that's 103 months, bringing it down to 8.6 years. And annual ROI at $3,500 per month is 11.7%. It works for some, usually the ones who actually go ahead and use the extra. So you really want to be getting into kind of like the spender category if you're going to be really considering this one. Now it starts to get a bit juicy, guys. If we're going Jade into Icy, guys, we're looking at a whopping 36,000 USD stake for a plus 1%. All right, we got the $5,000 per month spend. That's 720 months, aka 60 years, so a bit of a banger on that. You're looking at an annual return on investment of 1.7%. If the payback outlives your car, it's not a plan, guys. It's a prayer. All right. Icy into Obsidian. Okay. So assume a 360,000 USD stake in CRO, but plus 2% again on top. So we're looking at, let's say, realistically, that kind of person's going to be spending $10,000 per month. That's 1,800 months still, guys. Now, of course, this is not taking into consideration that the price of CRO could go up or down. Of course, that's going to change things dramatically. If you are a believer in CRO and that it's going to go up by like another 100%, well, that 150 years could essentially halve, if that makes sense. All right, so you're still with that Obsidian looking at an annual ROI of 0.67%. So this isn't cashback, guys. This is a serious statement at this point. You've got that Obsidian Black, then you're making a statement. I think a lot of people are just having that to show that they are just alphas, just straight up, okay? Now, of course, guys, perks can go ahead and change the math if you actually use them. So put a dollar number on the perks you'll genuinely claim in a year and add that to the cashback. If that's $200 per year, Jade, in our $3,500 per month example, it rises from 11.7% to 16.7% annual ROI. Be honest, folks, counting lounge visits you never take is how the program wins. All right, folks, now we're going to be talking about 3 items that quietly drain value from here. So number 1 is going to be ATM allowances and caps. They vary by region or tier. Cross the line and fees do actually turn up. Number 2 is going to be restaurant/service pre-authorizations. Often hold 20% above the bill for a while. Have that buffer ready on your card. Number 3 is going to be monthly top-up spend limits. They do exist, guys. A decline at checkout is a quiet humiliation, so make sure to avoid that. So next we're going to be talking about 3 different profile categories that might suit the kind of person that you are. First one's going to be a student. Second's going to be an everyday power user. Third is going to be a family or a business. And yeah, that's essentially going to be the top tier, folks. So look, if you're falling into the number 1 bracket, folks, you're looking at being a student, which is essentially a light spender, maybe 800 USD per month, Ruby payback 50 months. Verdict, guys, free or Ruby if you're long term. All right. If the budget is tight, don't force it. So you're going to want to be sticking in that Ruby at a maximum if you're kind of like that light spender there. If you're an everyday power user, so we're looking at 3,500 per month. Ruby, guys, 11 months clean. Jade, only if your real perk value is high. All right. Now, if you're a family or a business, I'm talking like a big business guy spending like 10,000 per month, maybe it makes sense to go up to actually upgrade. Okay, Jade can make sense if perks are mission critical and you accept Crow lockup risk. Okay, Icy Obsidian equals lifestyle or Crow conviction, not cashback math. That's a really important consideration. The Crow conviction. I personally wouldn't even consider, even if you had the money, touching Obsidian unless you're like, do you know what? I think Crow is just one of the best, if not the best, altcoin to invest in this cycle. If that's genuinely what you think based on your research and you believe that, then well, it probably makes sense to go for an Obsidian if you can. Alright guys, so this is going to be the decision tree which I promised at the start of the video. So you can just screenshot this, folks, and write your monthly spend on it. Alright, so under $1,500 per month, free or Ruby if you're long term. 1,500 to 5,000 per month is going to be a Ruby default. Jade only if perks you'll truly use are worth $500 to $1,000 plus per year. 5,000 to 10,000 per month. Ruby is still best on math. Jade only if perks are essential and you accept the Crow risk. Okay, so when you really start getting into that Jade, that's when you need to start being the full believer in CRO. Anything before Jade, it's like, okay, maybe I don't have to fully believe in Crow because as we know, we do just need to stake that Crow. Period. Okay, it is locked up. All right, and for 10K USD plus per month, Ruby does simply remain the math winner. Okay, Jade, Icy for lifestyle perks or deliberate Crow exposure. Okay, so notice that deliberate Crow exposure, you start again getting into that Jade or that Icy and Obsidian. Now, there's 2 things to accept before you stake. Number 1 is going to be program changes, folks. Cashback rates, caps, perks, they move. Recheck your regional page before making those big decisions and just check. And still, even if you're locked in, it can be very dynamic. And also, right here, based on the Crow chart, now I'd say Crow is doing pretty well in comparison to other altcoins, up 65% for the year to date, but it is volatile. Folks, it is a crypto. Stake is capital at risk. If price swings keep you refreshing charts, then keep your tier modest, okay? So if you're just freaking out, you don't have that conviction in Crow, like I keep saying, don't take those higher tiers. Alright folks, so my 2025 take, right now at least, is this. Ruby fits roughly 90% of people on just pure math. Jade suits higher spenders who truly use those extras. Icy to Obsidian aren't cashback strategies, they're lifestyle and exposure choices, exposure to CRO tokens. So based on all of that, make sure you decide accordingly, folks. Now folks, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe for more content like this, hit notifications, and also comment your monthly spend plus country and region, and I'll reply with your payback month using today's official rates. I'll pin updated links under the video. If you want a simple calculator guide, just go ahead and check the description. And also folks, if you want to check out a video I I made just recently regarding is the Crypto.com card still worth it in 2025, go ahead and check out that popular video I recently made. I will leave that right at the end just here, guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a great one, and we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.